My insurance company emailed me the other day and asked for pictures of the car and other things to renew my policy, and they asked me for a photograph of the fire extinguisher. I didn't ask a lot of questions. I really don't know what was motivating them to do that, but I did go ahead and purchase a fire extinguisher and bracket for the car. Did a little bit of research. Turns out the factory puts the fire extinguisher on the passenger side. Generally, if it's a CS4 or not one of the GT cars get the fire extinguisher under the driver's side. I think I'm going to mount this under the driver's side because it'll be out of the way for the passenger. It doesn't take up a lot of room anyway, but my wife uses that space, put her bag or purse or whatever, and I've also got a cup holder over there. So this is aluminum. It's got a nice powder coated finish. It's got their logo on it here, Speed Tactics. And you unbolt the two front bolts for the seat, sandwich this up in there, and then put them back. Pretty simple. And then hail guard, off the shelf fire extinguisher. This is the 1.5 cubic whatever size, pound I guess, 1.5 pound size. I got it in black because I really don't want it to be this obvious eyesore in the car. And let's see what it looks like. It's certainly pretty high quality. It's got a metal bracket as opposed to a plastic one. This bracket attaches here with nuts and bolts. You can move it around depending on how you want it to look or how you want it to fit. This is aluminum handle with a pin in it. It's got the instructions on it. It's pretty straightforward. So it goes like this. Yep, there we go. So there you have it. And here's the nuts and bolts to mount the bracket to the base. So let's go ahead and put it in. I'm not going to mount this until I figure out where I want it. But that's what you get out of the box. Let's go install it. These are the 18-way adjustable seats, but all the seats are the same. They are held on by two, they're actually Torx bolts, but a regular socket does work. You take a screwdriver and lift up on that tab right there, flathead screwdriver, lift up on that tab and the protective plastic will pull right off. I'm going to use an impact wrench, but use whatever you got to take that off. I'll take the other one off and then I'll show you how to slide that bracket in. For this step, you really want to take the flathead screwdriver, stick it underneath the bracket and lift up. If you can see what I'm doing. Lift up on the seat rail, not the bracket, and then slide this right up underneath. It'll look like this right there when it's done. And it basically holds the fire extinguisher bracket perfectly flat because of the angle that they've put on it. So once you have the bracket in place, you can take the fire extinguisher and position it where you want. And obviously you want this forward, so you can just flip it up I think if it was like this, you'd reach under there and pull it forward. You know, I don't think it actually matters. I am going to mount it this way, and I'm going to mount it as far back as I can, because I usually keep my seat, you know, pretty far forward, and you can see it is not going to hit. Actually, it doesn't hit. What's it hitting? Oh, there we go. If I move it this way, then it's not going to hit, and it can literally be tucked way up under there. And I guess my seat's normally pretty level with the other seat, so if you put it right about there, you can see that it sits in there really nicely. And if you're way over here, I mean, you can't even see it unless you lean under and look, which is good. So I positioned the bracket where I want it, and you know, just bolts on. I mean, there's nothing to it. I'm gonna slide everything back together. You can see right here, you gotta get up under. You gotta get up under that. There we go. Once you're up under it, this side was just easier. This side I need to pry it up with the screwdriver first, but that's all there is to it. You just slide it in between the bottom of the car and the rail for the seat. It's got memory seats, so that is exactly where I drive, and you can see it's way tucked up underneath there. I mean, you really can't see it at all, which is nice. I suppose if the top's down and you're looking, actually, you can't see it, period. And if I get in and I need it, I wonder how hard it is to get to. So, reach down here with my right hand. And I pop it right out. Well, there you go. Huh. So if I put it over here, I mean, that was a big debate whether I wanted to put it over on that passenger side, and it, absolutely I would not have a problem with somebody putting a bag down there or anything like my wife, but to reach it, you know, I think it would be way under there. I think it would be harder to get to. So I'm going to leave it under my seat. I can reach it, and you can't see it. Here's what it looks like installed. You can see their logo there, which, you know, whatever. The bracket, the plastic fits right up nice against the bracket on both sides. I've taken it for a ride and nothing rattles. So overall, I'm happy with the look of the installation. I'm happy with the fact that it's so far tucked up under there, but you can still get to it. And, you know, like I said, if you're on the fence or you need one or you have to have one, maybe this video will give you an idea of what you're getting into. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.